All right, Rico. This is where you have promised the people a question. You've promised a question that is introspective. I know you spent all weekend staring at yourself in the mirror, pondering, what is my purpose? Who am I? What am I here to do on this earth? And after God wouldn't talk to you, you acknowledged the second best person to talk to was me. So I'm here for it. And you have a question about you and your feelings on Brad Holmes.
Yeah, I mean, I even thought about pulling up one of those AI type of things to try to answer this question for me.
Hold on. Caffeine engaged. Now I'm ready to listen. Talk to me.
Here's the thing. I listen to David. I listen to Kenny. I listen to a lot of callers. And a lot of callers think that Brad Holmes is the best thing since sliced bread to hit this city, that Brad Holmes will figure this thing out. In Brad Holmes we trust. And as I'm trying to sit there and figure out, I'm not feeling that way. But I'm like, man, if I come across, I'm going to seem like a hater. And then it just hit me. Am I just being a hater? Because I do not have complete trust in Brad Holmes. I like what he's doing, but I don't have this unconditional love that a lot of Lions fans that I'm surrounded with have, that no matter what, he's going to get it right no matter who he takes. It's who the Lions need. He's going to figure everything out. He's going to have it. I don't see the track record. I've seen other GMs do what he's doing, and right now I think he's doing a good job. I think he's doing what GMs should do. You need to hit on at least 3 or 4 of your draft picks every year. But I don't have that type of love for Brad Holmes that everybody else has, and I'm just wondering, plain and simple, am I being a hater? Am I just hating on Brad Holmes because I don't see what everybody else sees? I'm not feeling the way everybody else feels about this man. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I'll leave it to the people. 248-539-9797. Show me what I'm missing, because I think he has a path to getting there. But right here, right now, this draft, man, this is going to prove to me how good of a GM he really is, because the pick is not going to be kind of spoon-fed to him. You're going to have to do some research. You're going to have to pick a name over another name and be good with this and have this person fit. I don't want to hear about what the culture and all. Can you get players to win? I saw 2 teams last year. I kind of see 2 Brad Holmes. I see the Holmes that everybody wants him to be, but I'm not a hopeless romantic when it comes to Brad Holmes. I don't see it.
Who wants first crack at this? Because everybody's sitting here looking, and they're afraid to say the first word. I'm happy to do it. But I think this is more complicated than you are or are not. I think the problem is you are jaded based on growing up a Lions fan, having left the family, and you have history on your side. And it's very hard to believe that we have immense competency. Here's the other thing. You entered the weekend, and you're not happy that it happened. Let me be clear to the audience. But you entered the weekend that Brad Holmes' biggest swing, where they identified someone. Look, let's be fair. My dog could have drafted Aiden at 2. And Penei Sewell, I'm a radio idiot, and I begged him to take him at 7. Rico's right. So what was Brad Holmes' big decision in the first round? We're moving up to get J-Mo. Factually speaking, as it will have played out, you will be 23 games into his career, and he will have given you 1 catch. That's just...
Yeah.
So understand. Now, the later round stuff, they found people. James Houston. They found Kirby Joseph. They found players where I guess things were so bad for so long. You're right that any competency, everyone has this. We react to it and we overreact. Rico, I guess what I would say is this. I find the middle ground is no, I'm not ready to put Brad Holmes as one of the handful of best general managers in football. But I would say it's pretty clear he's in the top 3rd.
See, I can't, but I mean, I'm talking about the people who I trust Brad Holmes no matter what. I'm like, I'm not there. I am so far from being there. I think that there are picks that he can make that I'm
So
like,
what
you know
would he
what?
do?
Yes.
What could he do that would break your trust?
Oh, he takes a corner at 6, and
Oh, boy. It's just going to be a long week, isn't it?
it is.
That or Richardson. If he does either one of those two things,
They're
trust
not
broken.
Kenny, put it on the board. They are not taking a quarterback in the first round.
I believe you, but that would be something. You asked what he could do to break your trust, it would be that. Trading
Okay.
up for Richardson even.
But why? Okay, can we at least do this? I don't want a corner. I don't.
I don't either.
But what if they draft a corner, but the rest of the draft, look, if the corner's good, I don't, just because he wouldn't do the thing I wanted, I still grade him on the result. Is the player good?
Fair enough. And that's what I'm saying. There are players that I'm like, I probably wouldn't take, but I just don't think that the corner spot, looking at the corners, to take at 6, you need to be a difference maker. And I don't think there's a difference maker corner out there. Now, yeah, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
All right, what if he takes Van Ness at 6? You got a problem?
Yeah, I'm probably looking at him sideways.
Hold on.
Because
What if their grade is that Van Ness was the number 2 edge behind Will Anderson? See, my point to you.
This is one that. Okay.
Let me finish. This is important because it is not about you hating. What I'm saying, and this is more for the people, when a GM takes a player that you haven't seen mocked to you, you have to leave all that behind and go, do I trust his grade? Do I trust his process? See, Rico's asking a question here, guys. And I don't want this to just be Rico versus you guys. I want this to be a more open conversation, which is, A, do you believe Rico's a hater or do you side with Rico? Maybe you feel like your fellow man has gone too far with the Brad Holmes love. Or if you think Rico is too negative, why? What is the grounds that Brad Holmes should be deified?
Because here's the thing. Here, let's say he takes Van Ness and he blows up and he becomes all of that.
Right.
Then you know what? Yeah, I'm never doubting you again.
Okay.
You're that deal. You're that guy. You're smarter than me. But this is one where you better be right on this, because here's what I don't want to hear when the next GM comes in. Well, you know, that was Brad Holmes' guy and you can't grade this guy off of that.
Well, and again, I think what I would say is any general manager worth their salt, you're going to be put in a position where you have to take some swings, and you got to have draft picks that are got to be right. We said this last year. What credit does Troy Weaver deserve for taking Jaden Ivey? Hello?
Fell
That's
into
like
his laps.
walking down the street and getting hit with a bag of money. That's not hard.
Yeah, finding a 20 on your walk.
Right. So, in that sense, Aiden, no credit. Penei Sewell, I don't give a lot of credit. That was obvious. It was easy. It was a steal.
Because, yeah, it was either Aiden or it was going to be Thibodeau.
But
either way, you win.
Right. I would say he's done enough where I'm open-minded. But I don't have blind trust. No.
Yeah. And see, that's what I got the blind trust people. Oh, he'll figure it out. He's building this, and you're just being a hater. I'm like, am I being a hater?
Hey, here's the other thing, guys. It's okay to criticize. Like, I'm hopeful that Jameson Williams can turn this all around. But when you essentially miss your entire rookie year, you come back, you catch one pass. You get suspended to start your second year. And let's face it, some less than ideal behavior on the socials, i.e. the whole liking Lamar to Detroit stuff or whatever it may be. Guys, J-Mo's got to focus on work and get to it. Because if you go through your first 2 years as a rookie and you've done nothing, the odds are going to tell you you're not going to make it. So it is vital he hits the ground running when he gets back.
Yeah, we start talking about you the same way we talk about DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you slandered that poor man.
I did.
248-539-9797. So is Rico a hater, or is he justified in still not being completely convinced or making Brad Holmes beyond reproach? If he is, I need reasons. And if you agree with Rico, consider this your safe space. You can call in and agree with him. I'm not going to yell at you. I happen to like Holmes more than Rico, but I'm not turning him into John Lynch. I must have missed my division titles and Super Bowls, and I need a little more time to get there.
Because it goes like when I talk to David, and David's just like, I just trust Holmes. I trust Holmes. I'm like,
but can I trust him within parameters? It's not blind faith, but I do have faith.
That's blind faith behind the booth over here.
Who, Kenny?
No, David.
David, would you like to speak to Rico next?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's keep it timely and give Rico an opportunity to preach a different gospel.